There is a quiet that settles over a Pisces life right before everything changes. Not a peaceful quiet, but a restless one. A kind of stillness that feels like holding your breath without knowing why. You look around and things seem the same on the surface, but somewhere deep inside you feel it. Something is shifting. Something is building. And you cannot quite name it, but you know it is real. Pisces, you were born with a gift that most people do not have. You feel things before they arrive. You sense the energy of what is coming before it shows up at your door. Your intuition is not just a personality trait. It is a finely tuned instrument that the universe gave you specifically because you are meant to work with energy in ways that others cannot. So when that inner sense starts whispering to you that something big is on the way, it is worth paying attention. The problem is that Pisces often second-guess themselves. You wonder if you are just imagining things. You wonder if you are being too hopeful, too dreamy, too much in your own world. But what if the quiet signals you have been noticing are not your imagination at all? What if they are real markers, real signs that a significant chapter is about to open in your life? That is exactly what this video is about. There are 10 small signs that show up in the life of a Pisces right before something big arrives. Some of them are emotional. Some are practical. Some of them are so subtle that most people brush right past them. But not you. You are going to recognize every single one. Sign 1. Your sleep has been strange and your dreams have been vivid and unusually clear. When big change is getting ready to arrive in a Pisces life, the first place it shows up is not in the waking world. It shows up in the dream world. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, the planet of dreams, illusions, and the subconscious. And that means you have a direct line to the deeper layers of reality that most people simply cannot access. Your dreams are not random noise. They are messages. And when change is coming, those messages start getting louder. You may have noticed that lately your sleep feels different. Maybe you are waking up in the middle of the night feeling emotionally charged. Not quite sure what you were dreaming about, but feeling like something important just happened. Maybe you are having very clear, very vivid dreams that feel more real than waking life. Maybe you are dreaming about people you have not thought about in years, or about places you have never been but that feel strangely familiar. Maybe the dreams are symbolic and strange, full of water or open skies or doors that lead somewhere unknown. All of this is meaningful. When Neptune is working through you, when the deeper intelligence of the universe is trying to speak to you, it does it through the language your sign was built to receive. And that language is the language of dreams, symbols, and emotion. The vivid dreams are not just dreams. They are a sign that your subconscious is processing a massive shift. It is sorting through old patterns, old beliefs, old identities, and making space for something new to move in. Think of it like your inner world doing a renovation while you sleep. The construction is noisy and strange, but when it is done, the space is completely transformed. The key for Pisces is not to ignore these dreams or push them aside. Write them down when you wake up. Even if they do not make sense immediately, the symbols will start to connect over time. Pay attention to how you feel in the dream, not just what you see. Feelings in dreams are the most direct messages. If you felt free, something about freedom is coming. If you felt like you were saying goodbye, something is ending that needed to end. If you felt like you were arriving somewhere, you are almost there. This sign alone is significant, but combined with the others we are about to discuss, it tells a very clear story. Change is coming, Pisces, and your dreams have already begun to prepare you for it. Sign 2, you are feeling pulled away from things and people that used to feel important. Something strange starts to happen in the life of a Pisces right before a major chapter begins. The things that used to hold your attention start to lose their pull. The people you used to look forward to seeing feel slightly distant now. The routines you relied on feel hollow. The goals you were chasing start to feel like they belong to a version of you that no longer quite fits. And you do not know what to do with that feeling because it does not feel like sadness exactly. Feels more like outgrowing. This is one of the most important signs, and it is also one of the most uncomfortable. Pisces is deeply loyal. You pour yourself into your relationships and your commitments. When something or someone stops resonating with you, your first instinct is to question yourself. You wonder if something is wrong with you. You wonder if you are being ungrateful or detached or cold. But what is actually happening is that your soul is beginning to organize itself around the next chapter of your life, and it knows what belongs there and what does not. The pulling away feeling is not rejection. It is selection. Your higher self is beginning to clear the energetic field around you, so that new things have room to enter. This is how it works for water signs, especially Pisces. You do not make sharp, decisive cuts the way some other signs do. You drift. You naturally begin to flow in a new direction, and the old things simply stop having the current to carry you toward them anymore. Pay attention to what specifically you are pulling away from. Are there relationships where you have been giving more than you are receiving, and suddenly you no longer feel willing to keep doing that? Are there habits or ways of spending your time that are starting to feel like they are keeping you small? Are there beliefs you have held about yourself for a long time that are starting to crack at the edges? These are not accidents. These are your soul performing what it needs to perform before it can step into something bigger. The discomfort of this phase is real. It can feel lonely and disorienting to be drifting away from your old life without having a clear picture of what comes next. But that is the exact territory you are meant to move through right now. Trust it. If what you are hearing feels accurate, know that it could happen if you applied this energy consistently for 21 consecutive days. That is the 21-day challenge pinned at the top of this channel. It is built around daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you are tired of staying in the same cycle, that structure is exactly what has been missing. Sign 3 random memories are surfacing that you have not thought about in a very long time. Out of nowhere, you remember something from 10 years ago. A conversation, a moment, a feeling. You are doing the dishes or driving somewhere ordinary, and suddenly a memory comes up so clearly it feels like it just happened yesterday. This is not nostalgia in the sentimental sense. It is your psyche doing something very specific. It is reviewing. It is going back through old files, old unresolved moments, old emotional threads, and pulling them up to the surface where they can finally be processed and released. For Pisces, this kind of emotional archaeology is a clear sign that something is preparing to shift on a deep level. You are not a sign that moves forward easily unless you have first made peace with where you have been. Before a new chapter opens, your inner self insists on closing the ones that were never properly finished. And it does that by surfacing memories, by bringing up old feelings, by making you sit with things that you maybe ran past or buried or distracted yourself from. When a memory comes up, instead of pushing it away, ask yourself what it still carries for you. What emotion does it bring? Is there grief there that was never fully felt? Is there anger that was swallowed instead of expressed? Is there love that was never quite said? Is there a version of yourself in that memory who deserved better and never quite got it? These are the threads that your soul is asking you to complete before it moves forward. The surfacing of old memories is also connected to patterns. Pisces is a sign that can repeat emotional cycles, not because you are weak, but because you are so connected to the emotional world that old wounds can pull you back like a current if they are not resolved. When the memories come up now, they are giving you the chance to break the pattern at its root. To look back at the moment where something began and choose to respond differently now, even if only in your own heart and mind. This is healing work, and it is absolutely preparation for what is coming. Every old memory you process, every emotional thread you complete, frees up energy that your new chapter will need. Do not rush through this phase. Let the memories come. Let the feelings move through you, and then let them go. Sign 4. Your creativity is suddenly restless and urgent in a way it has not been in a long time. Something in your artistic or creative self has woken up. Maybe you suddenly have ideas you cannot stop writing down. Maybe you are feeling drawn to music, to painting, to writing, to photography, to design, in a way that feels less like a hobby and more like a compulsion. Maybe you are dreaming in color and waking up with images in your head that demand to be expressed. Pisces, when creativity starts feeling urgent, that is your sign that something is trying to come through you. Not just for your own enjoyment, but as a signal from the universe about your direction. Pisces is one of the most naturally creative signs in the zodiac. Your imagination is not just vast, it is genuinely connected to something beyond ordinary thinking. When your creative impulse surges, it is because Neptune is active, because your subconscious is full to overflowing, because the emotional processing you have been doing is generating energy that wants to take form. Creation is how Pisces makes sense of what they feel. And when you are feeling a great deal, the creative urge intensifies. The restlessness you feel around your creative life right now is a signal that a new path is trying to make itself known. Sometimes for Pisces, a major life change arrives first as an artistic impulse. You start painting and realize the images reflect something about where you are meant to go. You start writing and the words take you somewhere you need it to be. You follow the creative thread and it leads you to a decision, a person, an opportunity, a version of yourself that you have not met yet. Do not dismiss these creative surges as irrelevant to the serious, practical parts of your life. For Pisces, they are not separate. They are the same. Your creativity is your compass. When it activates at this level, it is pointing somewhere. The question is whether you are willing to follow it and find out where it leads. Pick up the pen, the brush, the camera, the instrument. Whatever it is that calls to you right now, answer it. The creative restlessness is not a distraction. It is a doorway. Sign 5. You have been having strong feelings that you cannot explain and cannot quite shake. You feel something you cannot name. A deep stirring. A sense that something important is just around the corner. It might feel like anticipation, or it might feel like mild anxiety, and sometimes it flips between both within the same hour. You are not sick. You are not overthinking. You are not falling apart. You are a Pisces, and your emotional body is picking up on energy that your conscious mind has not fully processed yet. Pisces absorbs energy the way a sponge absorbs water. You are exquisitely sensitive to the emotional field around you, and to the energetic undercurrents that move through life. Most people do not feel these things at all. They walk through life relatively protected by a thicker emotional skin. You do not have that protection, and while that sometimes makes life overwhelming, it also means you receive information that others miss entirely. The unexplained feelings you are having right now are data. They are your emotional antenna picking up on a frequency that belongs to your incoming chapter. Your body and your emotional system know that something significant is approaching before your mind has the language to describe it. This is why the feelings are both clear and confusing at the same time. They are clear in their intensity. They are confusing in their lack of specifics. What you can do with these feelings is not try to analyze them into submission. Pisces has a tendency to do that, to try to think through feelings until they make logical sense, and it usually just leads to exhaustion and more confusion. Instead, sit with the feelings. Let them be present without demanding that they explain themselves. Breathe with them. Move your body. Spend time near water if you can, a bath, a lake, the ocean, even rain. Water is your element and it grounds you in a specific way that nothing else does. Trust that these feelings are real, and that they carry meaning even when the meaning is not yet clear. The emotional turbulence of this phase is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something is moving. And that movement is exactly what you have been waiting for. If this message is resonating with your sign right now, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal at exactly the right moment. And you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support, whether as a subscriber or as a member of this community, is what keeps these messages alive. The ones that touch hearts, awaken minds, and transform lives. If this video has been making sense to you, drop in the comments the day you were born. Let us keep going. Sign 6. You are being drawn to spiritual practices, reflection, or inner quiet more than usual. Lately you have been craving silence. Not the silence of having nothing to do, but the silence of going inward, of sitting with yourself, of listening for something that cannot be heard in the noise of everyday life. Maybe you have started meditating again, or praying, or journaling, or simply taking long walks alone. Maybe you have been drawn to books or videos or conversations about spirituality, about the nature of the universe, about what life means and what you are here to do. For Pisces, this pull toward the spiritual is always present at some level. You are a naturally mystical sign. You have always felt a connection to something larger than the visible world. But when this pull intensifies the way it is intensifying for you now, it is because the spiritual dimension of your life is actively preparing to support a major shift. The universe is not just sending you change. It is asking you to show up for it from a centered, grounded, spiritually connected place. The quiet you are seeking is not escapism. Even though Pisces is a sign that can sometimes use retreat as a way to avoid difficult things. This time the retreat is productive. This time going inward is doing something. It is clearing the channel. It is making space. It is helping you shed the noise of other people's opinions and other people's needs and come back to the clear, still knowledge of what you yourself truly want, what you truly feel, what you truly believe is possible for your life. Let yourself have this. Protect your quiet time. Say no to things that drain you so you can say yes to the stillness that is restoring you. The spiritual work you are doing in this quiet is the foundation on which the next chapter will be built. You are not hiding from life. You are preparing to live it more fully than before. Sign 7. Conversations and encounters with strangers are carrying unexpected meaning. You talked to someone in a coffee shop and they said something that stayed with you for days. You read a comment someone left somewhere, and it answered a question you had been holding inside for weeks. You ran into an old acquaintance and the conversation you had went somewhere neither of you expected, and you walked away feeling like something important just happened. These encounters feel too precise to be coincidence. When the universe is preparing to open a new door for Pisces, it often sends messengers in the form of unexpected conversations and brief human encounters. Pisces is already naturally attuned to what people carry emotionally and energetically, but during a time of incoming change, this attunement sharpens. You start to pick up on things that would have passed right by you in a quieter period. The stranger at the bus stop, the person behind you in line, the voice on a podcast you happen to play at random, they all seem to be carrying exactly the piece of information you needed. This is not magical thinking. This is how a highly intuitive person begins to receive guidance when they are aligned with the transition. The information was always flowing around you, but now your signal is clearer, your antenna is up, and you are in a state where you can actually receive what is being sent. Pay careful attention to recurring themes. If 3 different people, in 3 completely different conversations, say something that touches on the same area of your life, that is not a coincidence. That is the universe repeating itself loudly enough to make sure you hear it. What is the theme? What part of your life keeps coming up? That is the area where your next big change is building. Keep your heart open and your ears soft in the next few weeks. The most important conversation you have might happen in the most ordinary setting. Sign 8. Old patterns are showing up in a way that makes you finally see them differently. Something has been happening in your relationships or your daily habits that you have experienced before, and this time, instead of just going through it, you are watching yourself go through it. There is a new level of awareness. You can see the pattern from the outside while you are still inside it. And that double vision is significant. For Pisces, this is a major sign of change. You are a sign that is naturally empathetic toward others, but sometimes struggles to be a clear witness to your own patterns. You can feel everything, but sometimes the feeling itself becomes so overwhelming that seeing clearly becomes difficult. When you start to observe yourself with more objectivity than usual, it is because something has shifted in your level of awareness. You have grown past the point where the old pattern can keep running automatically. You can see it now, and seeing it means you are close to releasing it. The pattern might be about how you handle conflict, always going quiet or drifting away instead of speaking up. It might be about relationships, always choosing people who need saving rather than people who can simply love you back. It might be about your own worthiness, still believing somewhere deep that you need to earn your place in people's lives. Whatever the pattern is, you know it. You have probably known it for a while. But something is different now. The knowing feels different. It feels less like a guilty observation and more like a clear statement of fact that you are finally ready to act on. This is the beginning of real liberation for Pisces. When you can see the pattern without judgment and make a conscious choice to stop feeding it, the entire trajectory of your life can shift. The change that is coming is in large part made possible by this new seeing. Do not waste it. Sign 9. You are noticing strong pulls toward a specific decision or direction, but something is holding you back. There is something you want to do. You know what it is. You might not have said it out loud to anyone yet, but you know. A move, a change in career, a conversation you need to have, a relationship you need to reevaluate, a creative project you need to actually start instead of keeping it in your head. The pull is strong. The direction feels right in a way that goes beyond logic. Your gut knows. Your heart knows. And something is holding you back. For Pisces, that something is almost always fear dressed up as practicality. It will say things like, "This is not the right time," or "What if it does not work out," or "I am not ready yet." And because Pisces is so good at understanding other perspectives and so skilled at imagining all possible outcomes, including the bad ones, the fear can sound very reasonable, very thoughtful, very wise. But it is not wisdom. It is protection, the protective mechanism of someone who has been hurt before and does not want to be hurt again. The strong pull you are feeling toward a specific direction right now is the universe showing you where to walk. The hesitation is understandable, but it is not meant to be permanent. It is meant to be moved through. The sign that big change is brewing is not just the pull itself, but the fact that the pull keeps getting stronger despite the fear. That even when you try to talk yourself out of it, it does not go away, that the idea comes back again and again no matter how many times you try to set it aside. That persistence is not obsession. That is truth. Your soul knows what it wants and it will not stop pointing at it until you walk toward it. The time is building, Pisces. The direction is clear even if the path is not yet fully visible. Trust the pull. Sign 10. You are beginning to feel a quiet, steady sense of readiness, even if you cannot fully explain it. After everything, after the strange dreams and the pulling away and the old memories and the emotional waves and the creative surges and the spiritual seeking, something underneath it all is settling. There is a readiness forming in you. Not the loud, eager excitement of someone who does not know what they are in for. A quiet, deep readiness. The kind that comes from having done real inner work and knowing it. The kind that feels less like enthusiasm and more like certainty. This is the most powerful sign of all, and it is also the most subtle. You might not even have noticed it yet because it sits very quietly beneath all the noise of the transition. But if you get still enough and honest enough with yourself, you will feel it. Something in you knows that you are not the same person you were a year ago. Something in you knows that you have processed something real, that you have grown through something real, and that you are now capable of holding something new that you were not capable of holding before. This readiness is the universe's confirmation. When you are truly ready for a new chapter, not just excited about it but truly prepared for it at the level of your roots, things begin to align in ways that cannot be engineered. Doors begin to open. People show up. Opportunities arrive with perfect timing. Not because life suddenly got easy but because you finally got aligned. Pisces, big change does not always announce itself with fireworks. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it gathers slowly in the background, waiting for you to be ready. And if you have been noticing even a few of the signs in this video, then the waiting is nearly over. Something is being built for you. More than that, something is being built through you. Trust the process. Trust the readiness you feel. The chapter that is coming is worth every single moment of the transition that brought you here. If this message resonated with your sign, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it always sends exactly the right signal, and you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support as a subscriber or as a member of this community is what keeps these messages alive. They are the messages that touch, awaken, and transform. If this video made sense to you, leave in the comments the day you were born. Pisces, if you have made it to this point in the video, you already know that what we have been talking about today is real for you. You did not stumble onto this by accident. The fact that each of these signs resonated, the strange dreams, the pulling away, the surfacing memories, the creative urgency, the unexplained feelings, the spiritual seeking, the meaningful conversations, the pattern recognition, the persistent pull toward a specific direction, and that quiet, steady readiness, all of it together is painting a picture that is impossible to ignore. You are at the beginning of something. Not in the way that beginnings feel like fresh starts and clean slates, because for Pisces nothing is ever quite that simple. You carry the ocean with you wherever you go. And that ocean holds depth that others cannot imagine. But you are at the beginning of something real. Something that has been building for longer than you realize. And the building is almost done. The one thing Pisces needs to guard against in this phase is the temptation to drift back into familiar comfort before the new thing fully arrives. It is a real temptation. The old world feels known. The new world is still taking shape. And the space between the two can feel terrifyingly empty. But that space is not empty. It is the space where transformation actually happens. It is the space where you become the version of yourself that the next chapter of your life requires. You were born for depth. You were born to feel things that others cannot feel, to dream things that others cannot dream, to love with a completeness that most people only ever glimpse. And you were born with the capacity to let all of that depth become something real in the world, not just something you carry privately inside yourself. The 10 signs you heard today are not predictions. They are reflections of what is already true in your life. And the fact that they resonate means you are already in the current. You are already moving. What comes next is not about waiting. It is about choosing to swim with the current instead of against it. Trust yourself. Trust the signs. And trust that what is coming for you is not just change. It is alignment. Finally, beautifully, completely aligned with who you have always been at your deepest level.